And Gavin is trying his own Maoist great leap forward here in the state of California. Now, if you want to know how Gavin would govern the entire country if he ever became president, look no further than what he's quietly been doing in my home state of California. Because Gavin has done an amazing job in driving my state right into the ground. Buried deep in a 2022 state budget during the COVID lockdowns, where he got to go out to the French Laundry with all his buddies and friends and have a good time, while all of us had to stay locked in. The press was locked out and the public wasn't paying attention because Newsom created something called the California Agricultural Land Equity Task Force. I mean, it sounds pretty harmless. Sounds like, what's the big deal? Which would be the reason why probably nobody wanted to look under the hood regarding it, because it looked pretty simple, but it's not. According to Newsom, California is facing an agricultural land equity crisis. Like, think about that. It's not talking about a drought. It's not talking about wildfires, not a labor shortage, not even regulations crushing families and farmers. No, the crisis that he's referring to is this. Yeah, there's not enough farm workers own the land they work on. That's it. That's what he's talking about. I mean, by that logic, teachers should own schools, dock workers should own ships, and factory workers should own factories. I mean, this is not agricultural policy. He'll make it seem like it is, but this is more Marxism dressed up as DEI language. And that's why its own Maoist great leap forward here. We're going back to the 60s, folks. Now, here's where things kind of go in weird directions. And here's how the task force defines agricultural land equity: is secure and affordable access to viable land without systemic barriers, disparities, and exploitation. You might be thinking, well, what does that mean, Brad? That seems a little bit odd. Why would you phrase it that way? Well, let me help you. What that means is the state decides who deserves the land and who doesn't, and who must give it up. I am telling you, this is out of Mao's great leap forward. I know I keep repeating it. And yes, by the way, race, ethnicity, and grievance status are central to making that decision. I didn't want to leave that one out for all of you. Check this out. The report recommends this: the state and nonprofits outbidding legacy farmers at auction, purchasing farmland, then leasing it only to approved minority groups with special tax credits, debt forgiveness, and priority access to conservation programs. White farmers? What about family farms? Multi-generational agricultural producers? They're all shut out. Screw them. This is so wild. This is a redistribution by design by the great Gavin Newsom. The task force goes further. I know. Yeah, there's more. It's incredible. It suggests local ordinances restricting who can purchase agricultural land, potentially limiting ownership based on demographic categories. I mean, this isn't speculation. This is in the report. This is the DEI takeover of California's food supply, man. It is bonkers. Then you have the whole constitutional violations that are happening. I mean, this is actually illegal. This is so, but it's Gavin doing it. We got to look the other way when things happen illegally. I mean, look at Minnesota, what's going on over there with the fraud. You don't think that's happening here in my state of California? U.S. Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins sent Newsom a blunt warning letter. She accused California of violating the 14th Amendment, the equal protection, the 5th Amendment, the takings clause, California Proposition 209, which bans racial discrimination, and the will of voters who reaffirmed that ban in 2020. Her message was clear. Gavin, come here, buddy. It's unconstitutional. And it will be fought, of course. Yeah, they'll take it to court probably. The report explicitly references California's reparations task force, which Newsom also created. This task force already pushed for repealing Proposition 209, guaranteed income programs, race-based wealth redistribution. Now, ideas are being plugged directly into agricultural. And much of the land, according to the report, would be steered towards, you're going to love this, Native American tribes, minority collectives, politically favored groups. Meanwhile, you have productive farmland that could be converted into casinos and tax-exempted tribal land. Who makes up the lost tax revenue, by the way? I guess that's a good question, too, off the top of my head. Who's going to make up for all that's gone? Oh, yeah, no, it's you and I. Correct. Yes, that's who's going to make it up, meaning your taxes go what? They go up. Correct. Just constantly forever going up. How much more can we nickel and dime you? How much more money can we take out of your pocket? We already have the highest taxes in the union, the worst roads in the unions, the most homelessness in the union, the most illegal immigration in the union, the most high taxes in the union, the highest gas prices in the union. I mean, what's another few percent at this point, I suppose? You're not even going to feel it. It's like when you've been beat down so hard, like what's another punch at this point? And California already feeds the nation, which this plan, what's going to happen is it drives farmers out, adds regulatory mandates, imposes climate compliance rules, and shrinks productive land. And what's the result for all of you? Because everybody always goes, oh, well, how does this impact me? Boo-hoo, you guys in California, move out, blah, 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 blah. Well, it causes higher food prices, and you're going to have less supply and more dependency. So you think that this has no effect on you, but we have massive agricultural here in California. Oh, it does definitely has an impact on you. In the same way, our gas of us getting rid of these oil refineries that we covered before also impact other states. Arizona and Nevada buy oil from us. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a problem now it's all competition, which more demand causes prices to go up. Why history should terrify you regarding what you're seeing. And as I mentioned, the great leap forward here. This rhetoric should sound very familiar because in China, Mao Zedong launched the great leap forward, collectivizing agriculture under socialist slogans. Gee, sounds a lot like what's happening right now. The result, well, tens of millions were deleted. You had widespread famine. It was horrible. And state-controlled food distribution. If you've never read Mao's Great Leap Forward, I've read about 4 or 5 books on it. Highly recommend you check that out. If you need any recommendations, I'll try to post them later. As people starved, Mao's regime exported grain. Yes, you heard that correctly. That history is not taught in California schools, by the way. Of course it's not, because it makes people look bad. You got to pretend like communism, socialism, dictatorships, authoritarianism, it's a good thing. And Newsom's blueprint, by the way, I mean, I hate to say it, it is literally coming really, really close to what Mao was doing. My final thoughts on this. This is just a test run. That's what I think is going on here. This isn't some fringe idea. It's comprehensive. It's detailed, by the way, if you read the report, very detailed. And it's already in motion. Secretary Rawlins warned this. She said this radical DEI agenda needs to be stopped immediately because if Gavin Newsom is willing to experiment with land seizures, racial allocation, and food production in California, imagine what he's going to do to the entire country when he runs in 2028. It's about property rights. It's about food security, constitutional law, and whether America remains free. I hope that you share the story. I hope if you enjoyed what you saw here, hit that like and subscribe button, folks, because we're covering what's going on in California, but we also cover what's going on out there in the rest of the United States. Appreciate you.